Hello and welcome to Softening Studio. I hope you're having a wonderful start to the week. It's beautiful here today in central New York, and I have been doing a lot of personal reflection, and I think a lot of other folks are as well. And it's there's definitely a lot going on in the world and in our communities and in our lives individually as well. And what what's really coming up for me right now is how isolating social media can make us feel and how harmful it can be, and also how it's sometimes the only outlet we have to connect with others. So I've really been thinking about that a lot lately, and that's a really tough and complex situation to find ourselves in. And I can speak personally as someone who works remotely, who's the primary caregiver of the children in the family. I don't get out a lot, and I am newer to my community, so I'm still working to make connections, in person. And back when I first became a parent, when I had my daughter, it was very similar. I was in a new place, and I found myself in a young family, and none of my other friends had kids. And I remember how isolating that was as well. And it's these times in my life where I've seen that when I'm experiencing physical isolation, where social media has been this really great and wonderful way to connect with others. And then also how it can still leave you feeling lonely at the end of the day. And I think what I've been reflecting on a lot is that one of the things that we need to be doing is taking our social media interactions with others to the next level. We should be trying to engage with folks in their virtual programs or offerings, or we should be trying to meet with them in person or making friends. It doesn't even have to be a business. I say business because I have a lot of connections and folks I know that also have businesses and services that I like to engage with and work with them in. But it does not need to be that. It can be as simple as, hey, let's grab a virtual tea. Like, let's jump on Zoom. You can have a free Zoom account, and jump on Zoom with somebody and have a real life conversation about something that you're interested in and connect with them. And it doesn't have to be major or scary. And, being an adult trying to make friends and connections is really hard. And we definitely don't need to make it any harder by putting any extra stress or fear into it. I'm not saying that doesn't exist, because it does. Like, there's always fear of rejection and, oh, do I sound silly for reaching out and asking, and whatever the situation is. I really think that we are in a time in our world where it's becoming really important that we push the envelope on our virtual and social media connections and conversations, and that we need to bring them in more of a personal place so that we can truly benefit. Because otherwise, I really just feel like we're cogs in the wheel of the social media monster, for lack of a better term. So I'm feeling that a lot. And here I am coming to you on social media, because how else am I going to connect with you? And it's important that we continue to find ways to connect with one another and support each other. And sometimes that takes a little courage and creativity. So, with all that said, I've been having some big feelings and working through some of those things. And given the current astrology and things that have been going on, I suspect you may be too. Sorry, you probably hear my puppy. That sounds like Astro downstairs. I'm not sure what he's barking at, but something's got his tail in a twist. So let's do a reading for clarity and insight. We're not asking for anything specific beyond that. Just giving us some time and space to invite clarity and insight to come in for whatever we may need to know right now. Today I was guided to a 3-card reading, and this does feel like a past, present, future. Okay. So for our past, the water carrier, present, thank you, and future, the well maidens. So if you've been following my channel for a bit, you know that we've been pulling the well maiden card. Okay. So some sort of reflection has been taking place where you have been in contemplation or reflection about where you're at in relationship with somebody, in relationship to a situation. Could be any type of experience. It could be work. It could really be any part of life. But what you're finding is that you may be getting called to simplify, and that there is this desire for the simplicity to help you reprioritize, and so that you're doing what matters most with those things or with those people. And this is, being that this is a past card, this is suggesting that you have already done this. And sometimes in readings, I find that it very literally means I have already done that reflection or contemplative work about something. Or it could also be indicative that, like, I'm at the tail end of it. So maybe I haven't quite switched to the future. I'm sorry, to the present description. But what should be coming up for you as you hear this is your intuition should say, yep, I have been reflecting or contemplating this, and this has been something that I've really been focusing on. And that could be past, like last week, that could be past yesterday, that could be past this morning, or even just a few minutes ago. There is no specific timeline connected to this. And what's happening is that this was really good that you've done this contemplation and reflection, because you needed it. It's filling you up. It's allowing you to feel grateful for either the experience that you've been reflecting on, or maybe you're just thankful that you reflected because of the self-awareness or the self-discovery that it has helped cultivate within you. And this is really important, to be able to refill your cup in this way, because this is what helps you keep going. And then this last card, I absolutely love for this. It's so, while we have pulled the well maiden quite often recently, this one, it lands differently than the other times. So in this situation, we are actually like feeling our own kindness, and we're feeling pride and joy in ourselves for having done the reflection and contemplation. And we're so grateful, and we're filled up inside. And then it allows us to feel that self-worth and self-love. And that kindness that we give ourselves is so important, because when we don't give that, it is hard to do anything else. Everything becomes so challenging. And I think that this is a really supportive reading, given the fact that how I was feeling at the beginning of, in describing that things are tough. There's a lot of transition going on, and not all transition is bad. There's transition that happens that's challenging, and there's transition that happens that's necessary, and it can be uncomfortable. And then there can also be transition that propels us forward in the most beautiful way, and it's filled with ease, and those opportunities and experiences do happen. In my experience, those are actually really far and few between. They're actually usually more challenging, or ones that take a little bit of grit and understanding and acceptance and patience. So continue to, don't stop contemplating and reflecting on this situation or experience or relationship that you have been, that if it comes up, keep doing that, because you are just cultivating more and more. gratitude and self-love and self-worth, and that kindness that you give to yourself, you are going to give back to others. So keep doing that. I hope that this reading was as supportive for you as it was for me in this moment. I would so love for all of us in the world to feel just a little less lonely. And I'm really hoping that when you drop by and watch Softening Studio videos or clips, however you're interacting with this stuff, that you feel that loving, kind connection from being here. So thank you so much. I will see you next time. Bye.